Welcome back, everybody. Now we're going to talk about some things that I'm not a smarty pants about at all.
Same here. I mean, I'm really bad at chemistry at school.
So what have we got in front of us?
Cool. So it's just like, in general, we got like water conditioners. That's water ager that removes like chlorine, chloramine, all that crap in your tap water, so make it safe for like fish, and pretty much won't kill your nitrophone bacteria in your filter.
Yep.
We've got like bacterial products here. Pretty much these are your nitrophone bacteria to like give your tank a kickstart, rather than putting a fish in a tank or putting a dead strip in your tank to give it a start.
Yes.
So these are the bacterial products, and at the end we have like some KH and pH related products that to stabilize the pH and adds a buffer to the water, so when there's like livestock in there, or like let's say when there's acid drop, it won't crash.
Okay. Alright, so in layman's terms we have water conditioner or dechlorinator, beneficial bacteria, and pH buffers, or...
Actually it sets both the KH and pH.
Okay. But do they help raise it, or do they just help maintain it?
They help maintain it.
Okay. Perfect. So we've just set up a brand new tank. What would you suggest that we put in to speed up the cycle?
Cool. Because the water's already chlorinated, so we can like forget about all these.
Yep. But at home you would obviously, you need to worry about that.
100%. We are going to use this one today. You can use Quick Start. It's a bacterial product, but I mean, because we use that all the time when we're like bringing in fish, it's actually a bit concentrated in the other ones we find. So normally for a tank like this, we'll just pour 5 ml in. Try not to smell it because it stinks a lot. And you can either pour in the tank, or you pour in the filter.
That's a good idea.
Oh, the lids are still on. So, well, yep.
So if you pour it straight into the filter, then that probably, I'm assuming, will help speed up the bacteria getting into that that media that we were talking about in the last episode, and starting to establish a colony.
Correct.
Alright, so basically, yeah, we've added some beneficial bacteria. How long do you suggest before someone decides to add fish? So you can add beneficial bacteria and then just chuck your fish in, or do you leave it again for a day or a week?
You have to leave it for normally a week or two.
Okay.
I'll still recommend to cycle tank longer. It's better for stability.
Yep.
And you don't want to kill a fish. And it also depends on what type of substrate you're using.
Yes, so we've got the Amazonia.
We're using Amazonia here, and this is just like the normal Amazonia, not the Amazonia 2, not the Amazonia Light. We're just using normal Amazonia here. It does throw out a lot of ammonia in the first couple of weeks, so they do recommend us to do like 100% water change for the first couple of days. So what we do, which is like in the future, we'll do a couple of big water changes. But with the ammonia, anything you put in, it's just going to be dead after a couple of hours.
That's what I was going to say. So for those that are new to the hobby or don't quite understand how ammonia can work, ammonia is good for plants, but not good for fish. So you need to get that balance. This is going to kickstart the plants, and I've always sort of thought maybe a 6 to 8 week period of doing regular water changes gives your plants a good head start on getting established, and then the ammonia, you can eventually get that right down and then start to add your creatures.
Correct.
Now, what would we worry about with these? So would you suggest adding these straight away to your tank, or would you start thinking about the species and then some of the parameters that you need for those species?
If I'm not doing a plant tank, normally I will look at what type of fish and what type of shrimp I want to keep first, and I'll adjust the pH according to that. But because this is a plant tank and when you're actually using aquasoil actually buffers pH and buffers GH. So pretty much it only staples like the KH to a certain degree. So any more KH we put in is pretty much going to be buffered out. So the Melbourne tap water is pretty soft. So pretty much KH is around 0 to 1, sometimes slightly higher. But normally the recommended dosage is slightly higher for a plant tank. So normally we just like 1/3, do 1/3 of the recommended dosage for most of the pH or KH related products.
Okay.
So we'll use this one, and how do we open it?
It's got a child lock.
It does. Wow. This is hard. It's not rocket science. Normally I'll just do a pinch or two.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Alright, and that will dissolve over the next half an hour or so.
If you have fish in there, strongly recommend you mix it in a cup first, dissolve it, and then slowly pour it in.
Yeah, because it's not that tasty and they'll try and eat it.
Yep.
I've got to make a quick mention that we are at New Life Studio H2O in Mitcham. That's why we have so many of these different brands and awesome products in front of us that Boaz is able to use and test on this tank. So thank you very much for that, Boaz. It's a really good way to show a lot of new hobbyists and existing hobbyists that, you know, they might have some of these brands that they prefer or they favour, that they can start to think about using those products on their new Aquascape. Makes it more real having the water running.
Yeah.
3 weeks later.
Okay, so this is the tank at the moment. It's pretty much completely planted. We've got a bunch of the Monte Carlo and the Cypress alferi and all the Java ferns and some moss in there. We're going to give it a few weeks. We're going to let everything grow in, and then we're going to come back to you and we'll show you this as a more mature scape. But we finally hit the point where we're finished, and now it's up to the plants to do their part. Thank you everyone that has enjoyed this series so far. Yes, we'll be taking a break from the Aquascaping with Boaz until this is complete, but stay tuned next week because we'll be catching up with Alvin and Boaz, and we're going to look at making a terrarium, which I can't wait for. So, as always, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, don't miss out. And if you get new fish, always acclimate them first. I'm Josh from Aquamate. I'll see you next week.